Now entering Nerdist.com.
Today we learn.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Hey everybody, just want to thank you all for downloading and listening to Today We Learned number 3. Our guest today is Andrew Santino. He's a comedian here in Los Angeles. You've seen him on MTV's Punk'd, Arrested Development. He's got a new TV show coming out on ABC titled Mixology. From what I've heard, that show's going to be really, really funny, so I'm looking forward to being able to watch that. I believe in the wintertime is when it comes out, so keep an eye out for that. He's also one of the many people I know that share a love of Back to the Future, much like myself, and pretty much, I guess, everybody who likes very cool things. So it's always fun to hang out with him and chat about BTTF. Without further ado, Today We Learned number 3.
All right, welcome to another episode of Today We Learned with Razzle and Dan. I'm Dan.
And my name is Razzle.
And this is a podcast of knowledge. Each week we're bringing you some brand new factoids, fun, weird trivia bits. Who knows, you might win at pub trivia this week. Could be your week.
Yeah, and joining us is the very funny Andrew Santino.
Thanks, man.
I wish we had some applause because I feel like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
We'll add it in post.
This sounds like many of my comedy shows. Just my name and then nothing. Just like
chirps.
That's it.
Doors slamming.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
People vacating the
You
premises.
just hear people like, I'm gonna have a cigarette.
I'm trying to sleep.
I'll be in the back. Come let me know when he's done.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sir, I was already in this stall.
Yeah. And then that's when I'm like, I know. I foot tapped.
And here's the thing.
Here's the thing about foot tapping in stalls. It definitely means you're wanting to fuck. That I learned that really fast.
Yeah, and if you wink, that's legally binding.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. No, it's not.
Do people wink?
Don't take that as legal precedent.
Is winking still a thing? Because it just seems so forced and so cheesy to wink.
I think there's still guys that wink at bars at girls. You know, the guys that are like, what's up?
Yeah.
I think that guy still exists.
And they have 100% success rate.
I can't believe that.
Is it 100?
I don't know.
Last time I read,
it's not on our list of facts.
Yeah,
but...
in Newsweek it was like 96.4 or 5. But that's really high for the wink guy.
Exactly.
Man,
this is such bullshit. I love it.
Somebody who's like been listening since day one is like, holy cow, this is real.
Wow.
Dan
Dan said there was this 96. I mean, it's so high. We have to wink at girls. Let's start winking at girls.
Why is it not working?
We really should have a disclaimer that says most of the facts are true. Some of them may not be at all.
Yeah, because otherwise, if people could they sue you over?
I don't know.
They believed
it's a
everything.
podcast. It's a free thing. It's like, hey, come on.
Say that to the judge. Right?
By listening to this podcast, you are legally absolving yourself of all liability.
Look, here's the thing: don't fucking wink at girls. Just that.
Period. Don't wink at people.
Yeah,
don't wink at people.
You know what? Be firm. Blink with both eyes. Wink with both eyes.
Wait, but tell me, when is it appropriate to wink? I'm trying to think of a time. There's not.
I think after you like give a child like they're like a ball cap or something,
Super
and you're
weird.
like a hero of theirs.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's just, that common scenario.
You know how common that occurs. Just when you're a hero to a kid,
I can't
like saving him from a burning building. Hero, that kind of thing.
There you go, kid. Hey, my fireman's helmet.
And it's got a little propeller on top. There you are. Wink. Creepy as that would be. It's such like a great, beautiful scene. You're like, hey, I want you to have this cap. Put on the ball cap, and then as soon as you wink, the dad is like, "What the fuck are you doing to my kid? Get away from my child."
Are you on that website? Because legally, you have to tell us.
Well, you're not within my 5 miles.
Yeah. Winking's weird. Like that's almost as bad as shooting a gun at like someone, like a fake gun, like using your finger as a gun.
And that's always usually conjoined with like when someone says boss or pal or chief. You know what I mean? That's that guy.
Slugger.
Yeah, right. Hey, like what guys do to bartenders. You've heard people in the bar that are like, "Hey, chief, hey, pal, can I get
champ?"
Like that's what he wants. Yeah, that's what he wants to be called. After slinging drinks to drunk assholes all night, he wants to be called chief.
Chief or champ.
Hey, bro. Hey, pal.
My father was a chief. I chose a different life off the reservation.
Hey, champion. I was at a bar one time and I heard a guy. He tried to get a girl's attention, so he's just like, "Hey, champion,
champion.
Hey, champion." She ended up turning around and talking to him, and he's the guy who has that success rate because he can, I guess.
He goes for the full thing. You know, they want to be called Hey Chieftain.
If you're going to call a girl champion, I suppose you have to have you got to have a success rate.
But perhaps she was Olympian Lisa Leslie, and she actually is a champion. And he was just, maybe you were in the wrong there.
He recognizes
Meanwhile,
me.
I am a champion. I'll give you a kiss on any body part you choose. Thanks, champion. And then you feel weird.
And he winked at me? Holy cow.
What if you called a girl a champion who was like a runner-up for a championship of something? She would just that's it. It's over for you that night.
That's when you get a lead pipe to the back of your legs. That's how that happens.
She's a comedian now, I think.
Lisa Leslie?
No,
Tanya Harding.
Oh, Tanya Harding.
I think she
was a
after
boxer
doing that
for a
celebrity
while.
boxing, she had to find a new.
I love how being a comedian just like finding a new shit gig. That's what you can. Are you down on your luck, old celebrity?
Yeah.
Have a local shit gig as a comedian. That's
my life's in shambles, but I can do a bringer show.
Yeah. Wow. That really kind of makes me, as a comic, wanting to be however you want to spin it. Like how famous people, it's always like their last resort. Well, I can do stand-up comedy.
Oh yeah. That happens so frequently now.
So wild.
Well, speaking of shit gigs, going to transition to some factoids here for a minute. I learned this week that a man once spent 121 days in a room with 40 venomous snakes in an attempt to break the Guinness Book of World Records of 107 days. And when he did it, he found out that they no longer keep that record, so it didn't matter.
I mean, but like, see, here's my confusion. When you try to go for a record, don't you have to have Guinness there?
Yeah.
I think I think you'd have video proof or something like that.
I thought they had to be live.
I thought they did too,
and that would only make sense. And then in that scenario, I would say the guy that was there from Guinness, he gets fired.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't,
Exactly.
just didn't acknowledge, like, oh shit, we don't have that rule anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
Yikes! My B.
At
my
some point,
B is all he says after 100 days. Dude, my B.
Here's the thing, though. He was the record was 107 days.
Yeah.
And he went in to spend 121 days.
Right.
Now, at some point, Guinness decided to not acknowledge that record anymore. Was it before or after 121 days?
Oh, you're saying maybe it was just in the middle of the competition, like in the middle of it. Yeah.
In the middle of it, or wouldn't you do research? If you were going to break a record, I would do my research to make sure, okay, is this a record I should try and succumb or and break?
No, he just has that go-getter attitude. He's like, you know what? Fuck the rules. I'm going to just do this. I've got the snakes. I've got 121 days to kill.
After all, Dave, we have the snakes. He's like, you're right, bro. You're right. Let's do it.
Who needs study abroad? I've got snakes.
And
An
that's
anti-studying abroad ad brought to you by...
And that's why SnakeWorldRecords.com is now a thing. No.
He opened his competing world record site.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I'm not trying to be one to shit on someone else's dreams, but I'm going to. And if that's your dream, to sit in a pit with snakes, I mean, like, reach a little bit higher, man. That's it? Just pits of snakes?
I want to be in the history books.
Yeah. As what?
For snakes. Just like being in a room with them, not doing anything worthwhile.
Right. No.
Not using their venom to solve disease.
That would be too tedious.
I don't know what would be worse is if he got done and Guinness is like, oh, we don't acknowledge the record anymore, or if he got done and Guinness said, yeah, but a guy just did it with 41 snakes.
Yeah, that's right.
Who is he? Who is he?
Like he was just off by one snake.
Forget trying to help the world. Just the snake thing is very important. Can I tell you something that I heard?
Absolutely.
Actually?
Yes.
I watched this video. It was so moving. I cried. I definitely cried. These doctors who have these terminally ill children with typically like leukemia or blood diseases, they just for the first time ever tried to inject her with HIV, a synthetic HIV, lab made, in an effort to kill off the attacking leukemia cells, and it worked.
Wow!
For the first time, it worked. They have video proof of the young girl. Now, granted, she has to be now controlled over medicine for the rest of her life for HIV. However, that's nothing compared to she had maybe 6 months. They were like, these kids all have like 3 to maybe 8 months. Yeah,
so like leukemia and HIV are like the sharks and jets of the disease world.
Exactly.
That's really that's incredible though.
It was amazing, and they show the video of the cells attacking each other. They physically show the video of the leukemia cells dying off from the HIV attack. But what's incredible is this medicine that we have now, the advancement of HIV medicine. It's blocking it so well that she'll probably live longer than me.
Yeah.
Let's say that, because I drink and fucking I'm an asshole. But like, I'm sure she'll live longer than me now because they've got so much control. So it was incredible. The video,
awesome.
it was so amazing. Like, look
Science is cool. Like that's amazing.
That makes that when I saw that, I was like, okay, things are okay. Yeah, we're doing that. That's good.
We're making progress, baby steps.
Yeah, because most of the time you don't, you're like, we're almost there with the cancer thing. You're like, how close is almost? Like, it's kind of. We're somewhere in the room.
Yeah.
We're in the room. We're in like the outside target of the bullseye, but it's good when they're like, whoop, we fucking solved one. You're like, great,
Yeah,
that's a start.
Exactly.
Like you see all the other stuff like science can achieve, and something that's been around for so long that there's really no visual progress of, and they're getting there.
Yeah.
Along those same lines, I heard on NPR the other day that they are trying to grow human organs using stem cells in pig wombs.
Awesome.
Okay.
And because their DNA is surprisingly similar to ours, and it would facilitate, you could use their wombs as just like a sort of off-site lab to grow human parts.
Wow.
So a pig would give birth to like a hand.
you'd have to- And here's your thumb, sir.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank you.
It's a thumb.
And
ladies
could I
gentlemen.
get some pork belly while I'm at it? This jello's terrible.
Yeah. do you know what it is? No, we're gonna wait and be surprised.
Whoa,
Come
what
on,
would you
nose.
like?
Come on, nose. What a great gamble. That would be a new lotto. That would be a new American lotto.
It's gonna be the new Deal or No Deal. Like, choose a pig with Howie Mandel.
And then whatever parts are inside of there, you have to swap out with your
It
own.
gets surgically attached on site.
Your new nose. Oh, man.
please, no.
This is my third nose.
Right.
That's funny.
I just have them on top of each other.
Now, what is there? What race is it? So it's still going to be part pig, like pig
Yes.
limb,
No.
right?
No,
Well,
right?
no, so
I think
but it's the DNA still. At some point, there's a little bit like in Jurassic Park where there was some DNA from the frog.
Yeah, the frog
Gotta
DNA.
be somewhere.
You know what I mean? Some
Yes,
DNA from
so-
the pig, right?
Yeah.
So if you get left out in the wild too long, does your hand become a warthog or something like that?
I mean, over a couple hundred years,
Yeah.
probably.
yeah, you become preternaturally good at finding truffles.
Oh, wait, speaking of which, I hate truffle oil. I don't know if you guys like that. I had it again 2 days ago. Do you know truffle oil?
It is overwhelming.
I hate it. Like, people love it. I don't know why. People like, you know what? It's a cool rich thing. I feel like rich people are always like, truffle on everything. You know, like,
Yeah.
was that cereal? Truffle oil.
Truffle flakes.
Right, just everything truffle. But I had it again 2 days ago, and I think it's terrible. I don't know who likes this. I don't know.
Dominates. It's my cilantro. A lot of people don't like cilantro, but that is because with cilantro I get it because some
Yeah.
people have an enzyme that makes it taste like soap.
Okay.
Right.
With truffle oil, just less is more, or
Yes.
none is better.
See,
You know, none is
dig
the
it.
best.
I dig it, but not a lot.
Yeah.
Then again, I also don't like lettuce, so you can't talk to me
Also-
about liking foods.
Also, prior to the podcast, you did announce that you eat a peanut butter egg sandwich every day. So perhaps your taste buds are skewed.
Yeah, we were all surprised there was no lettuce in that sandwich.
right.
That's the one. That's the thing I was waiting for.
can't-
And it was lots of leafery in there. Green leafery.
Yeah, my food habits can't be judged, but I do like a little bit of like truffle on burgers.
Oh yeah, PC. That's what it was. People love that. I
Okay.
can't. No,
can't-
you know what
it's-
you know what I like on burgers? Just ketchup, mustard, lettuce, cheese. That's it.
No
I'm
tomatoes.
old school. Hate raw tomato.
Raw tomato.
I can do because tomato for some reason has when you cook it, the chemical composition changes so much to me. The taste
Yeah.
is so different versus other vegetables. I like it cooked. Raw,
Yeah.
just I'm eating some. I can't do it. I don't know what
It's
I'm
like
eating.
it's like eating an apple with Parkinson's. It just
Right.
it just loses all its structure.
What happened to you?
That's funny. Well, speaking of foods, in France, by law, a bakery has to make all the bread it sells from scratch in order to have the right to be called a bakery.
It's funny they made a law of that. Like
Yeah.
that's how fucking bored France is with
Yeah.
everything. They're just making bullshit laws about bakeries.
Oh, you're a bakery? Do you make it from scratch?
Right. How would they know? Is there a guy there that checks? You just
Yeah,
lie.
There's one bread inspector for the whole
Yeah.
country. Yeah.
Don't believe you baked that one. No longer a bakery.
And do gas stations in France have to go and build their own
Gas, right. We made all this gas.
We drilled the gas in the vat.
We fracked this ourselves.
Right. Some guys out back.
This great French accent I'm doing.
Right. That was really good, actually.
thank you.
We fucked this ourselves.
fracked it.
Yeah. It's like Boston.
Lay frack.
Yeah, Boston French.
Yeah. That vibrant population.
Yeah, Boston French. Wait, you know what's funny though? They are picky like that. I mean, champagne can't be called champagne unless it's from Champagne,
Yeah,
France.
otherwise it's sparkling bullshit.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
like here in America, the only champagne legitimately that could be called champagne has to be from Champagne, France. Although many people don't do
Yes.
that. They call everything champagne.
So what is champagne if it's not from Champagne, France?
Sparkling wine
Yes.
is the technical, but it's
What-
it's the same shit.
Sparkling wine is not red wine.
No,
Right.
red wine's just red wine.
Red
Yeah.
wine. So I don't drink. So I don't. When it comes to wines, I'm not well versed in the.
Well, no one really
the
is.
names.
Wine is this ambiguous. I don't buy that everyone knows wine. People pretend to know wine. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I buy wine just like everyone in America, totally based on the picture. If it's a cool photo,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it. Let's stop lying. I hate when people are like, oh, I know this Shiraz. It's like, shut up. It's a loon. I like the loon, and I'm going to drink it. That's all. Is that a cool mansion on the? I want to
Yeah,
drink.
right?
It's a neat picture. I'm going to drink it. Aren't I right? Aren't I right? Girl, I know that's what girls do because girls are ahead of us in so many ways. That's a girl's like like when a girl picks teams in like the Final Four of March Madness, they always get them right.
Yeah.
Because they're like the blue guys are cute, and that's the winning team.
And they were cute.
They were cute. They had nice tushies. But we base on bullshit logic. They go for just instinct, and they have great instinct. And I love all the women in the world.
And that's a fact.
And that's a fact. We'll be right back with facts.
Facts. Speaking of facts, we actually blew right past the beginning here because it's been so fun with Andrew Santino.
Yes.
Normally we start off the podcast where the guest tells a fact about themselves and a little bit of a story. So while we're since we already like you, since we've already been listening and we enjoy,
We're on board.
We're on board.
Kind of.
We're on board with what he's selling. Aside
the
from
gladiator
liking-
thumb has not dropped.
It's still halfway.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Speaking of this, I read this the other day. The gladiator thumb, when it giving the thumbs up and thumbs down, the thumbs down was actually supposedly from the article I read to show his disapproval of the killing. So somehow or another over time it's been skewed.
So Roger Ebert
Yeah.
loved those movies.
So aside from the thumbs down, Andrew Santino, tell us a fact about yourself.
A fact about myself would be that I'm trying to have a fun fact for you guys. I have horrific, crippling anxiety. That's a fact.
Ooh.
More specifically, when I fly on aeroplanes, because we're in the sky. I have every reason to panic. I have literally no control. I like it gets me. I go absolutely nuts. I go fucking batshit. Like I'm the first guy that's I'm that guy every time there's turbulence. Meanwhile, it blows my mind. People can just sit there on Sudoku when it's like, impending doom, but it's like, it's a 4. Oh, there we are. That blows my mind. People have so much patience on planes. So I usually need to take something for it.
Yeah, what do you take? What's your
Oh, I just
choice?
get high as a kite.
Yeah.
I just get real stoned and sit, relax, listen to music, and fall asleep.
Then just watch grown-ups with no sound.
Right. That's exactly what I do. Look at all these people doing things. Because I just have these like mini moments of absolute sheer panic on fucking airplanes. It makes me question everything in the world.
The only time I have that on planes is when we're about to land. I'm fine on planes. Like I hate most everyone else on the plane. That's
100%.
part of the course. But when we're about to land, it's the same way. Like whenever I'm on top of a building or something like that.
Yeah.
I just pictured the plane like flipping over and crashing, like breaking to a million pieces. I don't know why.
That's insane.
It's like I just see the other choose your own adventure ending in my head.
Flip the next page. Well, you know what?
Don't.
You're right though. Your feelings are true because the most dangerous is taking off and landing. However, oddly enough, I am the most comfortable when we're about to land. Because I see the ground, I'm like, hey, if we hit now, I got a way good chance of living.
Yeah,
that's where my brain goes.
You're not going to be at speed,
right? That's how I think of it. But you're right. That's the most dangerous time. But when we could have a crazy landing and a wheel could fall off. I'd be like, we're good. We're on the ground.
See, I've trained myself on planes to the minute I sit down. I mean, it's not exactly that precise. The minute I sit in my seat, the second I sit in my seat. But I've trained myself decent enough to once I'm situated in my seat, I can fall asleep fairly swiftly.
Oh, you're good.
To where it's like I'm teleporting. I'm asleep. I wake up. I'm there, and it's like I'm completely incognizant. I don't realize what's going on.
You're cognizant.
You're
cognitless. Something. I'm not.
You're asleep.
I'm asleep. Yeah.
You're dead to the world.
To where it's essentially like I just teleport and I don't have to worry about the flight
That
in
is
itself.
That's a skill I wish I had.
It's And speaking of which, sleeping,
Yes.
we're me and Dan are a fan of Segways on this show, which for some reason
And not the man-powered vehicle on two wheels with a gyropter inside.
The inventor of that died falling off a Segway, right?
Yeah, he rode his Segway off a cliff.
Off a cliff. There we go.
He on purpose, right?
Yeah,
there's no chance that was on
Yeah,
accident.
then I think a bunch of wildlife burst into flames, spelling hubris.
Right.
Speaking of sleep, I mentioned sleeping on planes. Cats sleep 70% of their lifetime. It's
incredible.
While humans only sleep 30%, roughly 30%.
I mean, that makes sense. If anybody, do you have a cat? Does anybody have a cat?
I don't have
I'm
a cat.
allergic. I'd love to pet them, but I can't.
I don't have a cat. I can't be around them. They make me go nuts.
Yeah.
But everyone I know that has a cat, when I go over, that cat's sleeping.
Sleeping.
When I first started dating my girlfriend, she was living in a house with a couple of girls, and they had two cats. This one cat, George, would sleep. I never saw him awake. I heard him sometimes awake because he was a fat and under the bed cat.
Yeah.
Everyone knows someone that's got the fat under the bed cat, and I would sometimes hear it like that. I would hear that sometimes, but that's the only time I knew George had a pulse. Otherwise, I was like, "Are you sure that cat's not dead?"
It's interesting how dogs, I very rarely see dogs sleep. Like when I have friends with pet dogs, and then cats are cats to me are the laziest creatures.
Oh, they can't be bothered.
I don't understand the point of owning for all you cat lovers. I apologize. Not really. Why do you have cats?
Yeah,
cats
I don't
are stupid.
apologize. I hate
cats. Are fucking.
Good. No
stupid.
one likes cats on the internet.
No, but cats can't. They don't fetch. They don't do anything.
Shit.
Cats are stupid. But compared to a dog, if you're gonna have a pet, I feel like dogs show more compassion. They're way more.
That's 100%. Cats look like you fucking owe them money. They give you a look like, haven't you not moved my couch with me yet?
Exactly.
That's what they give you. That it's such a rude. They're crass.
They look at you like you're lowering their land value.
Right. Oh, you're home again? Great,
Yes.
great. Well, smoke some more pot and watch TV again, asshole.
I'll be throwing up in your shoes.
Your good shoes.
Not my loafers.
Let me take the penny out first, cat.
Animals. What were we gonna say?
No, I was waiting for the next Jerry Seinfeld segue.
Oh, yeah.
From that.
Okay.
So, speaking of pennies.
Speaking of animals, I got to work on my.
Well, actually, going back to flights, we were talking about flights,
we'll go on
and
flights,
there is an airline called Flamingo Air, and for a fee of $425, you'll get a 1-hour flight, chocolate, champagne, a curtain, and one, I quote, very discreet pilot. For those individuals who want to join the Mile High Club. They're essentially hour-long fuck flights.
Yeah, fuck flights.
But for $425, that seems egregious. That is, why would you...
Is that per person?
I don't know. I did not look into it that much.
I bet you it is because they could be just a single fuck policy.
$425 per person. I would just pay that. Join the Solo Navigator division because I'll have chocolate and champagne, just J.O. in the sky. Why not?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
if I have that kind of money to throw around.
If you think about it, how much does it cost to go up to skydive? I mean, if you're
probably the same. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be a very similar.
You got to get the
type
living
of a
social.
Well, so you know what that means to me? That price parallels skydiving, so that means you're up in those kind of planes as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to fuck in like a single engine Cessna?
No.
That sounds terrible.
No one ever wants to fuck in a Cessna.
Single engine Cessnas. Yeah. Nobody wants to fuck in us.
However, I would have
slogan.
It would be cool to go into one of those planes, fuck a chick, and then be like, all right, I gotta go, and then jump out and skydive.
Coolest guy ever. Yeah.
He said he would call.
Right.
Have a suit on and everything.
But here's the trick: she doesn't get a pass.
Parachute.
Yeah. So she has to fight for the parachute.
She's got to do the James Bond and make like a missile and fly down. And
Michael Bay's making this movie right now. I can't believe he's stealing this stuff live.
Based on a true podcast.
One guy, one trick, one parachute. Sky fuck.
I'll tell you what, people shit on Transformers 3, but that scene with the skydivers in the squirrel suits flying through Chicago, that was awesome.
Totally into it.
Like, I want to do that. Like, yes, I want to do that.
The guy that kind of made that famous is a guy named Jeb Corliss. You ever seen this guy?
No.
He broke he shattered his hip and then broke both femurs and stuff on flying down one of these canyons and lived to tell this. I mean, it looks awful, but he's the one who's like the most known for doing the most insane squirrel suit flying. I mean, he gets within inches of the ground. There's a video of him on the internet. A guy's holding a balloon, and he gets cuts right under the balloon.
That's
and
nuts.
Yeah, he's insane.
Did he train Jaden Smith for After Earth?
You know what's weird? Jaden Smith trained him.
Oh my god!
I imagine everything Jaden Smith does is just angers Will Smith so much. He's got to be like such a weird perfectionist dad.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you fold your socks, Jaden? No discipline!
That is not Big Willie style.
Oh, hell no.
Were you born in West Philadelphia?
Born and raised. Speaking of shitty dads, in Los Angeles, we have a museum called the Getty Museum. It's a wonderful art museum.
Oh, yeah.
Named for billionaire J. Paul Getty. And his grandson was kidnapped, and they were holding him ransom for $17 million. And when the teenager's severed ear arrived, he agreed to pay $3 million, but he only paid $2.2 million up front, the maximum that could be considered tax deductible.
Love that.
He lent the other $800,000 to his son on the condition that he'd pay it back at 4% interest.
Genius. He's a genius.
I mean,
he's
listen.
He's rich for a reason, guys.
Like, rich people, they don't stay rich by paying out ransom to every Johnny come lately.
Yep.
And
That's what my dad
son
always said.
Yeah.
Save that money. Rich people never pay.
Yeah.
Never got
Sons,
rich.
I can make another one. They're a renewable resource. Money, I earned that.
He's mine anyway.
Yeah.
I would like to sell.
That's pretty cold, though.
That was also like back in the day, though, where a lot of wealthy people, their grandchildren or children would get kidnapped.
Oh, yeah.
Just on a lot
On
of times
spec.
there was inside jobs. It was just to extortion. To get them to give money. So I mean, you call their bluff, you end up catching them, and you call their bluff anyways because nobody wants to be hanging on to that high profile of an individual.
We've all seen Baby's Day Out. We know how it goes.
Yeah. So I can't completely hate the guy for not, succumbing to $17 million in ransom because it's look.
Yeah, but he's got billions. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I can't. Here's what's crazy. I know a guy who is from Mexico, born and raised, and his family's very wealthy, and his mother was kidnapped.
Oh wow!
And they all, essentially what happened is they did it was a setup and a sting, so they really didn't have to pay the money, and it was so controlled. This was also 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
a
nowadays,
simpler time for kidnapping.
right.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a transaction. It took place. But now it's so much more. It's insane that they can get away with it now.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was like, yep, we're gonna catch you in some crazy cool sting where guys drop through the ceiling and.
We're in the wrong business then. Let's go.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
My favorite part of this whole
Kidnap
thing.
Jaden Smith.
My favorite part is that it was tax deductible. Like, he calculated this out. He's like, I'm going to need some receipts for this severed ear.
Right.
Because this is all going in the file.
You can't write it on paper. I need something printed.
Yes.
And is it itemized? What
can I get that ear in triplicate?
So $2.2 million is tax deductible. What would you file that under? Gift?
Yeah.
Generous donation for my son's life,
Yeah.
my son's well-being.
Ears rendered.
Is that like a religion? Like, oh, we're because religion. That's interesting. That's a lot of money to not have to pay taxes on just to give away.
But
Yeah.
again, that's probably along the lines of how much money he has. Then he's got to have, in order for him to like stay above the line.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got to give away at least that a year.
Yeah.
So if someone has that much disposable, like you got to just give 2 away every year. It's like, okay, one of my $90 billion.
Yeah.
Like that's like me being to you, like, Raz, every year you need to give me $10.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, $10?
$10.
All right. Well, I'll give you 8, and then you can pay me back the other 2.
Perfect,
I'll
with
give it to you-
interest.
I'll give it to you in installments over the year.
Yes.
We were talking about animals earlier, and here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kane Hodder, the actor that played Jason Voorhees in 4 of the Friday 13 films.
Love.
He was also in he's in the Hatchet films. I'm going to plug this real quick. My buddy BJ directed Hatchet 3. He was also the
Oh,
bad
very
guy.
nice. Starring Daniel Harris.
Yep. Kane Hodder was also Victor Crowley in Hatchet 3. He once objected to a scene where Jason, in the Friday the 13th film, where Jason was supposed to kick a dog, to which he insisted that Jason was not evil enough to hurt animals.
Sexy teens, totally fine.
Yeah.
Animals, get out.
Get out.
Well, also, humans are animals.
Yeah.
So he's totally wrong.
Yeah.
His statement's so off. You definitely, that's all you do is kill
Yeah,
humans.
you specifically kill mammals.
That is your objective.
You're the mammal hunter.
Like, I just think he didn't want to have to chase after a dog. Like, he can walk slow as Jason and catch up to humans, but a dog would be like, I'm not going to.
Yeah. Well, you know
Why
what's-
would I kick a dog?
What's even crazier is, I mean, no offense to him, no one knows your face.
Yeah.
So, like, you could have done that, and no one would ever know that.
No one knows who
He's
you
not going to
are.
walk down the street, and someone's not going to be like, dog kicker! You know, like,
It's only when he's playing pickup street hockey and he's the goalie.
right?
Hey, that guy looks familiar.
Oh, he kicked that dog on the movie.
Don't we know you, dog kicker? Get out of
He
here.
seems evil enough to kick a dog.
I wish that would have been included in a Friday the 13th film, because I would love to see Jason walking through an alley, kill a chick, continue chasing after another one, and see a dog sitting there, and take time away from chasing after this
kill
other
the
girl
dog.
to just go and kick a dog.
Right.
Like, he's that upset from being, like, undead. Like, you can't kill him. Maybe that's why you can't kill him, because he keeps kicking dogs.
Keeps kicking dog. That being said, there's no scenario that would play it where killing a dog would be necessary to him, for kicking it. Would
No.
be,
Yeah.
like, I can't name one scene from any of those old movies that'd be like, oh, and then you would just put a dog there. Like,
Yeah.
that wouldn't make any sense
No.
at all.
Well, there was a dog guarding the last girl, so we kicked it into a conveniently placed wood chipper.
Right.
Fargo was filming next door.
And that's how that scene was made.
Another fun fact about Kane Hodder is that he is, and I'm quoting his wiki page, a noted juggalo, meaning that he's
no
a fan
way.
of ICP.
That's got to be fake.
To reflect this, he has a custom charm of the group's Hatchet Man logo holding a machete instead of a hatchet, a reference to his role as Jason.
Ooh.
Right?
They're paying him off.
Of course. They have the most brilliant marketing scheme
Yeah, they're
because
genius.
everyone who is a fan of their music is dressed head to toe in their branded
They're
stuff.
like Kiss for degenerates.
Yeah, but there was a Vimeo video about juggalos, and it was unbelievable. Someone did like a documentary about them. They're so immersed in this. It's the best cult in the world. It's the greatest cult
and
I've
they
ever
have a
seen.
whole mythology to go along with it. The
Absolutely.
Dark Carnival.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
It's brilliant.
It's nuts.
Brilliant. Speaking of movies, Kane Hodder was in Jason. I'm a huge Batman fan. It's not a surprise.
Controversial.
The skyhook system Batman used in The Dark Knight was real and was invented in the 1950s.
Wow.
That's a really cool thing.
That is really cool.
Like, I would love to. I wish it was like I read that, and I wish it was like an activity, like you can skydive and you can do that. I want to get pulled out of a building from a flying plane and sucked up into the back. Like, that would be that would just be, oh, what are you doing tonight?
reverse
I'm hanging out.
skydiving.
Yeah,
If you were Getty, you could do it. You'd have all that money.
All that money.
You could do anything.
Any-
There's no way he'd spend it, though. There's no way.
Well,
he
he'd probably pay for like the cheapest package.
Yeah, he just has like a Scrooge McDuckian like vault full of his gold coins that he can just dive into.
Wait, I really wish someone would try that just to find out. Clearly, you would just break your neck.
Yeah.
trying to dive in the coin.
We lost a lot of Batmen trying to make this film.
it was invented in the 50s, but it was never perfected. Like, we've invented a lot of things. They don't work properly, but
But they'd have one story, one tale of like, Perry Pencil Thin Smith dove right through the coins. No way! Oh yeah, no proof, but
And found the prize at the bottom.
which
A
was
shiny nickel. That was made of chocolate.
that's
I like that.
Speaking of, we got one here. We didn't. Let's see, where is it? Speaking of DuckTales and Scrooge McDuck, Disney. There was an alternate ending to The Lion King where Scar defeats Simba by throwing him off Pride Rock to his apparent death. And then a fire consumes Scar, who just stands there laughing maniacally. When he ends up burning to his death, but
heard that.
they thought it was too dark because it was really.
You think?
Lion King was based on Hamlet as it is, and there was other quotes that really drove home the point. Hey, this is Shakespeare, and Disney's just like, it's a little too dark for Disney cartoons.
It is too dark. The kids for kids. As much as
Have
I
you seen Black
appreciate,
Lagoon?
Yeah.
Black Lagoon was pretty dark. Black
yeah,
Lagoon, right? It was Black Lagoon.
killing the hero in a pit of fire and then committing
Yeah.
suicide in
Yeah.
fire is a little much.
Yeah,
Like, and listen, I like dark shit.
yeah.
But I also like to tear up at Disney movies. I want to see the hero win.
You're not waiting for Christopher Nolan's Lion King?
I am not. I don't think
Yeah.
Get over here, Scar.
Where are the other lions going?
No, seriously, where are they going? No, you know what else? I saw the top 10 greatest scenes that were paused in film. And
Oh, man.
one of them was when Simba lays down on the rock and the leaves blow in the air. Do you remember this? Do you
Yes.
remember this?
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah.
people used to say it's spelled sex was the rumor, and then they had great screenshots to
Yeah.
prove that it says sex. But the truth finally came out that it's SFX as an homage to the special effects team.
Okay,
Oh.
that's really cool.
So I love how they said it as if like, wait, all these years you guys thought that was sex?
Yeah.
No, it was just no. Like
It was time well spent on those forums.
right.
I made my point.
Well,
So in The Little Mermaid, it's his boner, it's not his knee.
Right.
Aladdin says, "Teenagers, take off your clothes."
They showed that. They showed the boner. They showed the what is it? The pastor boner or whatever.
Yeah,
at the end of,
he's like
at the
officiating
little
the wedding.
Little Mermaid. Yeah.
did they show the clip from The Rescuers? There's a clip on the old Disney movie The Rescuers where it's scanning down the side of a building, and in one of the windows of the building, it's like an actual frame of an actual like porn. It's like a naked chick.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a real chick. It's not like a cartoon picture. It's like straight up Fight Club.
just porn.
So these aren't
a
like
picture
mouse
of a naked
boobs,
chick.
right?
No,
Yeah.
real boobs.
Finally.
Like a real person.
Wait, no.
That's for you, parents.
Yeah.
The other scene that was in there was the guy that has his penis out in Teen Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Michael J.
Yes.
Fox?
Yes, the whole movie. He did. They just shot from stomach up.
It was the
There was a guy in the bleachers.
Yep, the
When
end- at
when
the
they
very
win
end.
the basketball
Wow.
game, there's a guy, and it's so deliberate. It's his penis,
Yeah.
100%. It's out, and then as they're pushing away, he tucks it in, as if
Yep.
to say like, "Oh, now I could get
Oh,
caught."
so
Yeah.
I didn't realize we'd reset to 1.
Right.
Yeah.
Guys, back to what? That's position 4 that
Yes.
you're in.
Yeah, and you can like it's visible. You can actually see it if you.
Oh,
if
it's
you
his
watch
penis.
on-
Yeah.
And
Get Blu-ray, guys.
while we're talking about Michael J. Fox movies and things like that, and Back to the Future 3, at the end of Back to the Future 3, when Christopher Lloyd, Christopher Nolan was in Back
Same
to the
guy.
Same guy. We've never seen him in the same place at once. When Doc Brown comes back with the train, and he's got his wife Clara and the 2 little boys, Jules and Vern, huge Back to the Future fan.
Yeah, we know this. We know
There's
this.
if you look, there's a really cool, great video of it on YouTube of the kids when Doc's talking to Marty. If you look at one of the children, he's pointing at his junk, like just pointing like really
That's
creepily,
hilarious.
and you can find it. It's on YouTube. So when you're done listening to
That's
this, go to
great.
YouTube and find it. And it just zoom like the YouTube video is amazing because it just zooms into it, and all you see is like the kid in his hand pointing at his dick. And
You know
it's
what
like,
fascinates
Who
me?
Who does that? A little kid does.
Well, you know what fascinates me about Back to the Future is every single fucking thing about it, but more so that Doc
good.
Brown, this
So good.
genius guy that invented a time machine. I love it that like he's so sloppy that he slipped on the toilet while hanging a clock to get the idea.
Yeah.
Like I love the metaphor they're going for, like time, space, but it's like also he's old and he's gonna hit his head once. Like,
He's going to need a swarthy young sidekick.
I like how they keep that in perspective.
Yeah.
Like he's also slipping on toilets frequently while hanging shit in his bathroom. It's one of my favorite, arguably my favorite series of all time. I think it's
They have another really great background extra in the opening scene of the first movie when Michael J. Fox is in the center of the town talking to his girlfriend. You see in the background there is a full-on children's aerobics class, and they are going for
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like they're deep in the background. They could have just had the storefront. People are like, yeah, that's a city. That's okay.
Yeah.
But okay, now they're actually doing aerobics. Now I believe this is happening.
I'll tell you what, that opening scene I still get a kick out of anytime I'm in Burbank. I'll drive by that Burger King, and just because at the beginning Marty comes out of Doc's little garage there, and he skateboards past the Burger King and hitchhikes on the back of a car.
Yep.
And that Burger King's up there in Burbank, and it's always cool to kind of just go. And I'm a huge nerd when it comes to Back to the
Skateboard
Future.
by it.
Yeah, I love that type of stuff, and it's like, oh wow, it's so nerdy, but it's
it is
rad.
fascinating.
It's like, oh man, this is. I mean, Back to the Future is arguably, in my top 3 as well as far as the series is just, it's
Phenomenal.
great. And I'm a huge Huey Lewis fan too. From that,
And the news.
and the news.
Don't leave out the news.
Listen, the news. Come on, the news.
I'll tell you, if you're a huge fan of Michael J. Fox, which I am as well, he's got a fantastic show coming out.
I'm
Is it
excited
good?
for
I
it.
haven't seen
Yeah,
the
I
pilot
saw
yet.
the pilot. It was unreal,
Man.
dude. And maybe I'm saying that I'm being a little bit hyperbole, but like I love him so.
He's so good.
He almost could do no wrong. But I will say what he did in Curb Your Enthusiasm, the same thing he
That
kind
was
of did,
great.
where he playfully mocked himself in such like a cool way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This show does it just the same.
Awesome.
Oh,
Like it's
I'm excited.
beautifully done. It's it's a little heartfelt too, which I like. You cold America.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
but the explosions?
Yeah.
I'm a huge
Did
Mikey.
some broad get raped?
Yeah,
No, but I think he's amazing. You're gonna
I'm
love
excited
this
for it. I
series.
seen the little teaser they did when they were, when it was upfronts or whatever. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, we picked this up.
Yeah.
And
They have some good actors and actresses in it. It's good. Just watch it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Unfortunately, we are running out of time.
No.
I believe.
Yeah, running out of time. While we're wrapping up, speaking of shows, you're on a show coming up.
Yeah, I'm going to be on a show
Tell
called
us about
Mixology on ABC. John Lucas and Scott Moore, who wrote The Hangover, are the writers and creators of our show. So it's fantastic. We're casted up. We're going to start shooting here later in the summer, and it's going to be awesome. It'll be on ABC, so watch for it.
Is it mid-season, front season?
Yeah, we're going to be mid-season. ABC has a lot in their beginning lineup, so in one way or another, we kind of opted, or the EPs opted to wait. They were like, why are we going to rush into it? Which I agree with, because ABC's coming out swinging with like 3 shows, one of which is Rebel Wilson's show, which she's such a big draw name. It's like Tyson,
exactly.
like fighting me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, that's a tough thing to go up against.
Hey, Mikey beat...
Right. Yeah. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
So it's going to be cool. It'll be really fun. It's like Friends meets Cheers.
I like both those shows.
Friends meets Cheers in a 24 format. So every episode is an hour.
Oh, wow.
It's like one insane...
It's like the most stressful night of your working life.
Yeah, it's stressful, worst night.
Yeah.
I mean, so what they obviously do then is we very commonly are in flashback. So it's really like a lot of character development. You're like learning about a human.
Cool.
It's as if you walked in a bar and was like, I really want to know that guy's story. And we're in that guy's story.
I like it. So are you 12, 24? How many episodes are you?
We're 12 right now.
Okay.
We're
so
12 right now, and then...
12-hour night.
Yeah,
and
then fingers crossed over what, we'll see what happens.
Excellent.
Well, I mean, if you do 12 and then they do what's called the back 9.
Back 9.
So hopefully...
So you can't, as far as the scripting go, you can't have the night ending at hour 12 in case they pick up the back 9.
I think that's what they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole... the ruse behind it. But again, things may change. It's TV, waka waka, It's whatever they want.
Don't hit the baby.
No, do hit the baby.
Not the mama.
And you were also on another very popular recent show, Arrested Development. That was rad seeing you there.
Yeah, thank you. It was incredible. I got to do a day with them, and it was awesome, man. It was like I did with Bateman, who I had celebrity drop. I had known before. I had worked for him actually. I did
Teen Wolf 2.
Yes, Teen Wolf 3.5.
Teen Wolf 3.5.
Back in the Wolf.
We're back in the Wolf. Him and Will Arnett have a company called Dum Dum, and I did a project for them for Activision and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which was awesome. And he, right as I walked in the room, he's like, "Get this piece of shit out of here." And I was like, "Cool, okay, I'll leave." But it was so fun. It was amazing. And I just did Family Tree, Christopher Guest show on HBO. My episode just aired, I think.
Awesome.
Yesterday. Yeah,
I'll check
it was
that
a
out.
great,
Which you can see on
year.
HBO Go.
HBO Go.
I've heard good things about that show.
It's what
Family
it was
Tree.
slow. It was slow
It's
start.
a slow build, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a fan of him, you'll end up loving it. You just have to be patient. And I think that's like anything he ever did. Like Guffman and any of that stuff was like, just watch it and wait, and then watch it again, and look for little Easter eggs. You know what I mean? Because there's one of the greatest scenes in a Christopher Guest movie. I'm sorry, I'm running, but is Eugene Levy
Two
is
left feet?
yes, dude. The two left feet is the great to me one of the funniest jokes of all time.
Good.
I can't dance. She says I want to dance. I say I have 2 left feet, and he does. And there's a slow pan to 2 left feet. I lost my shit. It was like
so funny,
so good. So they call it loopy when I dance. They called me loopy. Anyway, so yeah, I've had a great. It's been a great year. And
awesome.
Good for you. Yeah.
Do you have any anything else coming up that you wanted to promote? Any live dates?
Any
things
shows?
Like that?
Any?
I will be. I'll be on the road traveling all over Canada, doing this show for BBC Worldwide. But you can go to andrewsantino.com, or I'm at Cheeto Santino on Twitter, and I put all those dates and all that jazz and all that stuff over there.
Yeah, you were just in Canada this past weekend.
I'm going back a couple of more times. Yeah, I got to go back and forth. This weekend, actually, I'll be in at the Atlanta Improv in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ooh.
Peaches, Bulldogs, Falcons. Ooh, Braves. Atlanta.
The Dirty South.
That was like the grossest plug for Georgia. I'm gonna go there. They're gonna beat the shit out of me.
So can you plug our state, but like in a sex chat hotline kind of way?
Right. Ooh, do you like peaches? Come to Atlanta Improv. Call now.
Juicy.
Young girls waiting.
Awesome. Well, guys, this has been Today We Learned with Razzle and Dan. If you have another fact, if you have something you want to talk about, hit us up on Twitter. I'm at OsteoFerocious.
And I am at My Name is Razzle and the number 2. My Name is Razzle 2.
Because there was already a 1.
Except which happens to also be him.
I also have My Name is Razzle. I have 2. I have 2 of them. MTV's got multiple. I might as well. It's stupid. My name's Razzle, for crying out loud. I'll do whatever.
You do whatever
I'll
the
do
heck
dumb
you
shit.
want.
I do dumb things that make no sense.
You risky, crazy nutso, you. I'll have 2 if I feel like it. Razzle, no.
So this has been Today We Learned, a podcast of knowledge, and we hope you learned something.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Andrew,
See you
thanks.
next time.
Will you
Thank
come
you,
back?
guys.
Cool.
I would
Thanks a
love
lot.
to come back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Tell your friends.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.